And you will get tired. So there's a place you come to, you must launch out that one. Hallelujah. Today I wake up and I was studying something about one of the greatest enemies. And God began to tell me that they are synonymous of a kind of the devil. The Amalekites are symbols of Satan's physical presence. The Amalekites. They are symbols of Satan's physical presence. In fact, when Israel left Egypt, they are the first people to fight Israel. The Amalekites. And so, when God sent Saul, he said, destroy them. Don't leave any of them alive. Destroy the Amalekite. Leave none of them alive. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 15. And let me read from verse number 14. Let me show you something. Somebody say Amalekite. I'm going to show you something very interesting. And Samuel said, what meaneth this? What meaneth? Let's read from verse number 1. Let's read from verse number 1. Watch this. Verse number 1. Verse number 1. Samuel also said to Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be a king over his people, over Israel. Now, therefore, hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Every commandment of the Lord must be given heed to 100%. Don't leave anything behind. Every instruction of scriptures must be obeyed in total. It's like going to hospital, they give you medicine. It can only work for you when you take it in total. Atrika said that compressor. You can't drink two. And you can't say that me trying to be drinking training in a sport. You will kill yourself. Are you getting it? Samuel also said to Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be a king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore, hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Go. That says the Lord of hosts. It means that it's not me Samuel talking. I remember that which Amalekite did to Israel. All the things people are doing to your enemies and the witches, God will remember it one day. All the attacks of witchcraft against your life, God will remember it one day. Today, this evening, I'm going to deal with, when we come to armed forces, I'm going to deal with the effect of witchcraft on your life. That says the Lord of hosts. I remember that which Amalekite did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came out from Egypt. The painful thing is that Amalekite was fortified. Amalekite was ammunition. Israel was just a slave on their way. How do you fight somebody who doesn't have the mechanism to defend themselves? So God didn't call it a fair battle. There are some things that is dealing with you from your background. It's not a fair battle. You don't deserve such an attack. And it's high time God is going to step into the matter. And there's a place after this fasting, God will say, enough is enough. I will not permit this one again. God has remembered what Amalekite did to the people of Israel. Watch this. Amalekite is a symbol of the devil's physical presence on earth. I'm going to show you something in the Bible. Utterly destroy all that they have and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling. Have you noticed it? The only people God want to blot them on earth is demons. So for him to blot somebody from earth, there are symbols of Satan. This is the first time God is going to battle and say that even suckling child, don't let them live. Kill them. And kill them, because they will grow and come and cause harm. Oh man, may the Lord give you grace to slay anything that needs to be slain. Every powers in your background, the idol worship, the chief, all the kind of stuff that are destroying people, receive grace. This is Saul's instruction. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, and camel and asses. Don't leave anything. I don't want you to leave anything of Amalekite to leave. Destroy everything. Normally, God will go to battle. Remember, Abraham went to war and came back with the booties. But when it comes to Amalekite, everything you leave is a symbol of the devil. This is the reason why God became angry with Saul. Because you don't sacrifice what is Satan to God. What belongs to the devil, you don't sacrifice it to God. He said, they sacrifice the Gentiles, they do it to idols, and you shouldn't have anything to do with them. Infant, camel, sheep, and everything. He said, this is the first time God said, don't take anything, destroy all of them. Go to the next verse. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered all of them and began to go to the battle. Go to verse 10. Jump to verse 10. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, watch this. It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and have not performed my commandment. And he grieved me, Samuel. And he grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night. You can't hear God, and your attitude will not change. For God to say he has regretted for making you a king, it will be very heavy on Samuel. And God said, Samuel cried all night. Why did Saul do that? Go to verse 5. And Saul came to the city of Amalek and lay wait in the valley. Go to verse 6. Watch this. This is what. And Saul said unto the Kenite, go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For he shewed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenite depart from among the Amalekites. So this is a group of people who were living in Amalekite, but because they show Israel kindness, Saul said, if you don't run away, I'll kill you with them. God will remember mercy, and God will also remember wickedness. Watch this. Go to the next one. Watch this one. And Saul smote the Amalekite from Havilah until that comes to shore that is over against Egypt. Go to the next verse. And he took Agag, the king. It means that he spared the devil himself. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekite. Now, there were two reasons why for taking kings. Those days, when you go to battle, you took any king. Number one, either to make them slaves. To make them slaves. So they become slaves to you. That is one reason. That's one major reason why when you take them, you make them slaves to come to your place and serve you. One of the reasons why you bring them out and you spare them is that you make them slave, or you come and kill them to display them for everybody to see their disgraceful death. But God's instruction is that, remember God's instruction, don't even leave the one that are sucking breast. When you go down, so be num for but he spared the president.
Prophet Nanasei Opoku-Sarkodie will be right back. And now, back to Prophet Nanasei Opoku-Sarkodie.
So he spared Satan himself. Okay? When God said destroy something, destroy it. Do you understand? Destroy it. I will show you something that shock you today. I'm going to show you something. And he took Agag, the king of Amalekite, alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. He spared Agag. And what is the reason for doing that? When Samuel come to verse number 12. Jump to verse 12. And when Samuel rose up early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place and is gone about and passed on and gone down to Gilgal. Now, watch this. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said to him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord. He's lying too. Be careful when you are dealing with God. God sees what you don't see. God perceives what you don't perceive. Whilst he's talking about this one, Agag was hanging somewhere and sitting in his tent, eating pocky. The Satan himself, he tried to kill some of the demons and left the Satan. And if you leave the man himself, you will still produce more of his kind. And Samuel came to Saul and said to Saul, "Blessed be thou, I have performed the commandment of the Lord." Go to the next verse. And Samuel said, "What meaneth then this bleating of sheep in my ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear?" God said, "Kill camels and everything. What are the sheep I'm hearing? Man, where are they coming from?" And Saul said, "They have brought them from the Amalekite, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God." So many people think that God loves offering. What did you have that you did not receive? When God said, "I don't need anything from you." In fact, when we come to church and we give an offering, we are giving what he gave to us. The reason we have to give is that it's the only principle for him to multiply us. Richard Robert explained it in a way that caught me. I said, wow. When God said, "You are robbing me of tithe," it means that nobody can go to God's throne with guns and rob God. Like the way armed robbers should rob people. God, you can't rob God. What God's house? What is the door there? What kind of material does he use for the main door? Which armed robber can break it? But the man of God said, "You rob me of an opportunity to bless you, because I can only multiply your seed and send it to you as a harvest." It's a good place to clap for Jesus. That's what it is. So the robbery does not mean you have gone to steal from the Lord, but because you are not giving, you rob me of rebuking the devourers for your sake. Watch this. Some people think that he said we spare the best. Don't let the world attract you. The best in the world is still abomination unto God. Oh, I'm preaching to somebody here that will hear me. The best boyfriend in the world is still abomination unto God. The best girlfriend in the world, no matter his high heel, no matter his eyeshadow, the butterfly, no matter whatever he has done, is still a wolf in a sheep's skin. God will not eat the sacrifice of the devil. God will not accept. Spare the best of the sheep and the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. The rest, God said that even destroy babies and everything. And Samuel said unto Saul, "Stay, and I will tell you what the Lord have said unto me this night." And he said unto him, "Say on." He thought it was a blessing. Oh, this was come. That will flow. This I'm sure thought he was going to hear. "So I have promoted you, and now you are going to be the captain of the whole world." Hear this. And Samuel said, "When thou was little in thy own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribe of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. So who went to pour the oil on Saul's head? But who anointed Saul?" So when we pour oil on you, it's not we who is anointing you. Be careful the way you treat the oil. Anytime we lift up the oil and pour it on your head, it has given God opportunity to anoint you. And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. I'm closing, I'm ending. Stay with me. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, "Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekite, and fight against them until they be consumed. Leave nothing behind. Wherefore didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord?" And Saul said unto Samuel, "Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord." He won't keep quiet too. "I have gone the way which the Lord has sent me, and I have brought Agag the king of Amalek. I have brought the devil himself, and I have utterly destroyed the Amalekite. But the people took of the spoil, the sheep and the oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord your God." So Saul was going to sacrifice satanic symbols to God. God knows the reason we say destroy all of them. What it is. And Samuel said, "Have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifice as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams." And I like the next one, rebellion. Rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. And stubbornness is as iniquity and adultery. I'm going to show you something. What to spare today? What to spare today? What happened to you tomorrow? 2 Samuel chapter 1 verse 1. Look at it. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter. Now go to verse number 2. Now watch this. I want to show you something. It came to pass on the third day that, behold, a man came out of the camp of Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was when he came to David, that he fell on the earth and did obeisance. Watch this. Watch. I want to show you something. And David said unto him, from whence cometh thou? And he said unto him, out of the camp of Israel I escaped. Watch this. I want to show you something. Watch this. And David said unto him, how went the matter? I beg you, or I pray thee, tell me. And he answered that the people are fled from the battle, and many of the people also are fallen dead. And Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also. But who killed Saul? Watch this. And David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son be dead? How did you know? Watch this. And the young man that told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear, and lo, a chariot and a horseman followed hard after him. And when he looked behind him and saw me, he called unto me, and I answered, here am I. And he said unto him, who art thou? I answered, I am an Amalekite. So Amalekite killed Saul. What you spare today can kill you tomorrow. This is what I wanted to show you. He didn't kill all of them. He spared some. Amalekite killed Saul. So if Saul obey God, he will be living. Disobedience is at the skin of witchcraft. Sure. I answered him, I am an Amalekite. Continue reading. They have not. And he said unto me again, stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me or kill me. Give me the New Living Translation. They will get it better. New Living Translation. Give it to me. Then he begged him, come over here and put me out of my misery. For I am in a, give me the NIV version. Let me see something. Then he said, stand over and kill me. Kill me. I am in a throes of death, but I am still alive. So he was not still dead. If a doctor came and they could have been spared. So what happened? Look at what happened. Then, so I stood over him and killed him. So Amalekite killed Saul. This is just few chapters behind. The Amalekite is spared. So it's not only Agag he spared. He didn't kill all of them. And one of them rose up and killed him. David them could have come to pick him and take him to hospital. They kill him. What are you sparing? What instruction has God given to you that you are disobeying? What has God told? Stop this boy. He said, I'll marry him. Don't marry this guy. He's not a Christian. Daddy, when I marry him, I'll change him. Continue to change him. Today I was thinking about, God told me, he said the Amalekites are symbols of the devil physically on earth. In the book of Deuteronomy, let me show you something in the book of Deuteronomy. When God said, Deuteronomy, I think it's chapter 25. I think chapter 25. Look at verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee. 17. God is talking. Joshua has taken over. Say, remember what Amalek did unto thee, by the way, when ye were come from out of Egypt. Listen to God's instruction. Listen. How he met thee. So you see, what Saul was supposed to do, God has prophesied. Watch this. Sometimes you are in an assignment to fulfill a prophecy. If you refuse, you are even messing with what God has said. Look at what God said. This is years after before Saul was born. So sometimes the thing we are doing, we are only fulfilling prophecy. God has already, when Mary conceived, he was fulfilling a prophecy in the Garden of Eden, that the seed of the woman will bruise the head of the serpent. So some of you, make sure you don't get out of fulfillment of prophecy. Be in the center of the will of God. You know the guy guy is not a Christian, but you want to marry him against God's perfect will for your life. Spelling Amalekite. The Amalekite saw spare, one of them kill him. Finish him completely. What you spare today can kill you tomorrow. The disobedient today can cost you a lot tomorrow. I can see your mind is whining like a tape. Oh, Kakai. It's not only Kakai. Go and do something about it. What it is? How he met thee by the way and smote the handmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was infant and weary. Give me the New Living Translation. They will understand it more. Hallelujah. They attack you when you were exhausted and weary because they were walking. Amalekite came to them. They never fight a fair battle. When Israel was impoverished, because the Midianite and the Amalekite will come and destroy what they have done. Check Amalekite encounter with Israel is always with a disaster. Here they came to fight them at the time they've walked for over 20 kilometers. They were weak. The Bible says you were exhausted and weary, and they strike down those who were strangling behind, and they had no fear of God. The Amalekite has no fear of God. They heard about what God did to Egypt, but they didn't care. When the devil comes after you, he does not fear God. If Satan wants to dethrone God, who are you? Thank God for Jesus Christ. Listen, can I tell you this? Don't have any covenant with the devil. Don't have any talisman in your waist watching me. Go and cut that thing. It's just a contract for them to finish you. He has only 3 assignments. Jesus said, from Genesis to Revelation, nobody could tell us who the devil is. Nobody could tell us. Nobody. The difference between Jesus and other prophets. Everything Jesus did, they did it. Didn't Elijah raise the dead? Didn't Elisha raise the dead? Didn't Elijah cause a metal to float on the water? Every miracle Jesus did, all prophets did it. The only thing Jesus did they couldn't do is to cast out devils. That is the only unique thing about Jesus Christ that the other prophets couldn't do, is to cast out devil. And that is why he said that even the one who is born again now is stronger than the old prophet, because you have power to cast out demons. Hey, don't leave that assignment in the hands of all your so-called prophets. Every child of God, he that believe in my name, not he that is a prophet. So when you see your husband coming and he's drunk, say, you foul spirit of alcoholism, I command you, loose your hold from my husband. I will not live in this house with you. And the demon must respect you, because he didn't say it 20 times, in my name. This generation, men of God, are suffering because we have not taught the Christians to be responsible. Everything, they must come to us. When we become born again, when a demon is disturbing you, you can call a brother to help you cast it out. Today, you are looking. Hallelujah. It's so sad. I check people's attitude when there is an anointing service. I put Pastor Martin here, Pastor Albert here. I'm standing somewhere. You see, everybody want to come to a particular person because they have men's persons in admiration. Their faith is not in the oil and in God. Their faith is in the man. And whatever your faith is, you make sure the thing can save you. It's not the oil. It's not who anoints you. It's your faith. The way your heart is receptive to receive God's word. Somebody was never anointed. He said, if I can touch the hem of his garment. Have no covenant with the devil. Don't marry an unbeliever. Don't marry somebody who doesn't believe what you believe. You will enjoy temporary, but the rest is disaster. If you are a pastor, don't marry. You can't. Not every woman can be a pastor's wife. Not every woman. Marry a pastor is a calling. It's not a calling to preach. It's a calling to the man. It doesn't matter how mommy decides to preach. He has a responsibility to take care of this guy. That is his calling. His first step of calling is this guy. And if he doesn't have insight about that one, he will stand before Jesus and answer it. Because when I finish preaching and go back like that, God is interested in my welfare. So if you don't have that kind of time, don't marry a pastor. Stay away. It's not just for show for us to introduce you when we go for preaching. Please, can you welcome the first lady, Yvonne? Then he shakes his head. Oh, then somebody says, oh, when shall I? Oh, God. Come. When you lift your hand, it may not come down, okay? No, that's what it is. Huh? I went to preach in Lagos. One guy came to me and said, Daddy, Pastor, Prophet, I want to pray for me. I said, what does he say? What do I say? I want to marry a pastor. I said, oh, I see. I mean, this is not a prayer point I really meet all over the world. I was very excited. But something struck me. Say, ask her why. Because the motive behind what people are demanding is more important. I said, but why do you want to marry a pastor? I said, oh, I don't know whether you want to know. Nothing moves me like a pastor has come to preach. And he said, please, can you welcome the first lady? And he wake up and shake his hand. And I said, oh, Lord. Not everybody can marry a pastor. If you are too possessive, don't get around a pastor. If you are a jealous woman, don't get around a pastor. Because he became a father of many women. When people's husband beat them, they run to their spiritual father. If you are jealous, you come. No? Thank God you have changed your mind. I can hear your mind say, then, okay, let me stay away from this guy. Because I talked the thing introduction and I may pay by radio. Say introduction, not every woman can be. Go and marry a businessman. That's all. But time they be now two who are married. Now we need to be a supermarket in our team. We bought you know the uni bro. Now they be not showing him. About 5 minutes I'll be any man to say not to. No, I not no. There are some men you marry them sometimes. No, my wife didn't see me. Thank God this time I was waiting upon the Lord here, so they were able to come around me. But for 5 years, they don't see me from 31st all the way to middle of February. And where I am, they can't come. Are you the only pastor? How can you leave us alone? We have missed you. We are coming to where you are. Stop the fasting and come. Hey! No. And the pastors, even the assignments are different. So you must understand that one. Don't make a mistake at all. Don't. So I deal with don't try and marry a pastor. Obey God. And some of you don't marry an unbeliever. Don't walk out of your matrimonial home. Stay and pray.
Prophet Nanasei Opoku-Sarkodie will be right back. And now, back to Prophet Nanasei Opoku-Sarkodie.
God can change your husband. God can change your wife. If you have already married, you don't run away. You stay there and demand change. Because it's not your husband doing it, it's the devil manipulating you. They attack you when you were exhausted and weary you, and they struck down those who were. I have read this one already, and they had no fear of God. Therefore, when the Lord your God, listen to this one, when the Lord your God has given you rest from all your enemies in the land he is giving you as a special possession, you must destroy Amalekite and erase their memory. This is God's word. Erase their memory from under heaven. Never forget this. It was in the archives. It was there. The only person that will be erased is the devil and his demons. So these are symbols of Satan's physical agent on earth. It's not everybody that can be born again. Some people have registered themselves for the devil. God will save the sinner and deal with the wicked. This is it. So, what Saul was doing was to fulfill a word God has spoken to Moses. Moses was given. You see, the book of Deuteronomy, when you read it, it's as if it's a repetition of a lot of things from the book of Exodus. Can I tell you the difference? Because the book of Deuteronomy was a repetition of the law to the desert babies. Who are the desert babies? I'm glad you asked. When they came and crossed over from the Red, they crossed the Red Sea and came to the land and the desert, their fathers rebelled against God. God called them stiff-necked people. So he killed all of them because they said they will not be able to enter. They said they were grasshoppers. And God said, if you are grasshoppers, you can't eat milk and you won't drink, you won't eat honey and you won't drink milk. And so he raised their children. Now, interestingly, these children that were entering and crossing the Jordan, they've never been to town. They were born in the desert, grown in the desert. They were 40 years because it took 40 years for them. So God raised a new generation. And so they were called desert babies. They've never seen a swimming pool, a jacuzzi. They've never been anywhere. God can pick you from everywhere and start using you. And so once they were coming, they didn't know anything about the law. So Moses must rehearse the law of their fathers to them. And one of the assignments is that when they get to the land in their generation, they should put it in the book of archives. That one day, when they have all rest, there are some battles. Wait until God prosper you. Don't fight those battles when you are struggling financially. To not be in the rich. Listen to the scripture, but therefore, when the Lord your God has given you rest from all your enemies in the land he is giving you as a special possession, you must destroy the Amalekite, erase their memory from under heaven. So God said that, and so Saul was privileged to fulfill that prophecy. And he spared Agag and spared some of the Amalekites, and later they killed him. Let me tell you another thing about Amalekites. Let me tell you another thing. You remember the story of Esther? You remember there's a guy called Haman? Yes. He is an Agagite. Boy, find the scripture for me. So when he spared Agag, Agag later gave birth to people, and one of them was the descendants of Agag, and he grew up as Haman. Esther chapter 3. After these things, did King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite. This is it. So what you spare today can rise against your great-grandchildren. This guy pay money and say all the Jews must be annihilated. Every Jew must die. And at that time, it was a strategically planned because it was the biggest empire spanning from Ethiopia to India. Which verse talks about that one? I think chapter 1 verse 1. This event happened in the days of King Xerxes, who reigned over 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. And so that time the Jewish people are scattered over all this country from India to Ethiopia. And Haman paid money that all of them must be killed. Now watch this. The purpose of killing all the Jews is because the Messiah cannot be born. That is why God must step into it to intervene. I'm telling you. The decree was very powerful. Do you remember when Ahasuerus said that you cannot cancel? There's a place he said, I cannot cancel the decree of Haman. I think chapter 4 from verse 1 there. He said, I cannot cancel. I've taught you before, so find it in your notes. I cannot cancel the decree because he sealed it with his signet. He sealed it. And so he has to make another decree, counter decree. And when Ahasuerus was giving instruction, he said that the one that will prevail is the one that will win. Don't spare some things. Don't live your life the way everybody is living their life. Even in the church, not everybody can be your friend. The fact that you are in church, that's not everybody can be your friend. No, there are some people, when you befriend them in church, you begin to sink in your Christian life. Yeah. Not everybody walking in church is ready to go to heaven. Let's read from chapter 8 and verse 1. On the same day that King Xerxes gave the property of Haman, the enemy of the Jews. Have you seen the way the Bible qualifies him? The enemy of what? The Jews. It started from when they come out from Egypt. The first country that fought them is Amalek. And Bible said they fought them when they were weary and they were weak, and the feeble ones, they killed them. So it was not a fair battle. They just studied them to see when they were weak, and they attacked them. They attacked them. That is why robbers must be under a curse. And every armed robber is cursed, and they would die before their next robbery. Because they attack people in their vulnerable state. On that same day, the king gave the property to Haman, the enemy of the Jews, to Queen Esther. Then Mordecai was brought before the king, for Esther had told the king how they were related. The secret has come out. Your promotion is somebody's judgment. The king took off his signet ring, which he had. He has taken back from Haman and gave it to Mordecai. And Esther appointed Mordecai to be in charge of Haman's property. Hey, may the Lord remove your enemies and put you in their place. Then Esther went again before the king, falling down at his feet. Now favor is working. And begging him with tears to stop the evil plot devised by Haman, the Agagite, against the Jews. Because that thing has already been said. Now listen to this one. Listen very carefully. Again, the king held up the golden scepter to Esther. So he rose up and stood before him. First of all, the first year, Esther said, if it please the king, and if I have found favor with him, and if he thinks it is right, and if I am pleasing to him, let them, this was the Jewish people's secret weapon. I heard Dr. Richard Roberts say, our secret weapon is the Holy Spirit. The Jewish secret weapon is Esther, who was in bed with the king. This is what makes women powerful. God will use them to fulfill his assignment. The one that must give favor is sleeping with one of God's daughters. Or the if it please the king, and if I have found favor with him, and if he think it is right, and if I'm pleasing to him, mommy will worse. Hi! Let there be a decree that reverses orders of Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, who ordered that Jews throughout all the king's provinces should be destroyed. 125 countries, every Jew must die. Remember, it's from Ethiopia to India, so Israel was part of it. Shame. Shame. Negro. It was so Esther was demanding revenge. For how can I endure to see my people and my family slaughtered and destroyed? Slaughterhouse. And this woman was a secret weapon. Look at what the king said. It was a strange one. The king said to Queen Esther and Mordecai the Jew, I have given Esther the property of Haman, and he has been impaired on the pole because he tried to destroy the Jews. Now listen. Yeah, verse 8. Now go ahead and send a message to the Jews in the king's name. Tell you, Esther was demanding that Haman's decree will be reversed, but it cannot, because it was sealed. Once a covenant is sealed, it cannot be reversed. Watch this. Hear this. Telling them whatever you want. and seal it with the king's signet ring. But remember that whatever has already been written in the king's name and sealed with a signet can never be revoked. Remember, so Haman's one can never be revoked. There must be a counter one. There must be another one. So listen, come here. This is Haman's decree. This is Esther's decree. Both of them are running parallel. The one that will be strong will override the other. Listen to it very carefully. Are you getting it? But this is why you don't go to competition with women. They will win. They will win. You said the woman won. Watch this. Let me read it for you to see. Sit down again. So on June 25th, don't forget, I don't know why they gave it. The king's secretaries were Simon, and the decree was written exactly as Mordecai dictated. It was sent to the Jews and to the highest officers, the governors, and the nobles of all the 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. The decree was written in the script and the language of all the people of the empire. The provinces, see, there is 127 countries. Powerful. Watch this. And a decree was written exactly as Mordecai dictated. It was sent to the Jews and to the highest officers, the governors and the nobles of all the 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. The decree was written in the script and language of all the people of the empire, including that of the Jews. The decree was written in the name of King Xerxes and sealed with the king's signet ring. Mordecai sent the dispatches by swift messengers who rode fast horses, especially bred for the king's service. So this one is a protocol convoy. Zusa Susakaya. They came with motorcade. They must travel all the 127 countries in a short while. Send the decree there. The only one they know is that the Jews must die, but they don't know this second one. So they must send this one with speed before that one is implemented. Watch this. The king's decree gave the Jews in every city authority to unite to defend their lives. They were allowed to kill, slaughter, and annihilate anyone of any nationality or province who might attack them. So it was not cancelled, but they have a right to defend themselves and kill. Haman's one was not cancelled, but the Jews were given power to attack anybody attacking them. And when you have to attack your attackers with the backings of God, they were allowed to kill and slaughter and annihilate anyone of any nationality or province who might attack them or their children and wives, and to take the property of their enemies. The day chosen for this event throughout all the provinces of the king was March 7th of the next year. Zizrosakutaya. You see, they were almost a year, because you can't use one day. That day there was no planes, there were no car, even if a ship. Those ships didn't have engines. They moved by the air. So they needed 1 year from 25th June. By 7th March, all the letters must go. 7th March was what? It was chosen. A copy of this decree was to be issued as a law in every province and proclaimed throughout all peoples, so that the Jews will be ready to take revenge on their enemies on the appointed day. So, urged honor by the king's command, the messengers who rode out swift on fast horses, bred for the king's service. The same decree was also proclaimed in the fortress of Susa. Then Mordecai left the king's presence wearing the royal robe of blue and white, a great crown of gold when your time comes, and an outer cloak of fine linen and a purple, like the rainbow colors. And the people of Susa celebrated the new decree. The Jews were filled with joy and gladness and were honored everywhere. Chapter 9 verse 1, so that we won't read more. On 7th March, the two decrees of the king were put into effect. The decree of Haman and the decree of Esther. They put into effect. On that day, the enemies of the Jews has hoped to overpower them, but quite the opposite happened. Stand to your feet. This is enough. Stand to your feet. When you make a say you miss Shirawa, Oba attract your town. How many of you want to be blessed? Get ready for open and secret enemies. The blessings of the Lord doesn't just come and you sit in your comfort zone. Every blessing God gives you attract the devil's attention. In that day, on March 7, the 2 degrees of the king were put into effect. Both of them. Your enemies will never prevail over you.
Amen.
You better learn to say amen. It will help you.
Amen.
Poverty will not prevail over you.
Amen.
And what? Can I say this one? God will disappoint the expectation of your enemies. Now hear me. Let me come back to my warfare prayer point. Every Amalekite spiritually hanging around your neck. Jesus. Today, whoever has dig a gallows for you to be hanging. Any enchantment and divination fired into your house and your children. The opposite will occur.
Amen.
Grace to walk in divine obedience, to fulfill what God has asked you to do. Lift up your voice and pray that prayer.
God bless you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this message. For further inquiries, contact the World Prayer Center, PO Box GP 21421, Accra.
And for all inquiries, call these numbers: 0274 009933.
+233 303 413 705.
Email info@potters.city, and our website is potters.city.